There's an ancient story many of us grew up hearing, the story of Adam and Eve. Whether taken literally or symbolically, this story has quietly shaped human consciousness for centuries. Its influence runs so deep that many people never question how it may have affected the way we see ourselves, especially women. In the traditional version, Eve becomes the one blamed for humanity's fall. She is portrayed as the one who made the wrong choice, the one who led humanity away from innocence. And even if someone does not consciously believe this story, its emotional imprint often remains in the cultural subconscious. Because stories are powerful. They do not only teach, they shape identity. Over time, this narrative subtly connected femininity with guilt, temptation, and responsibility for human suffering. The symbolic message became clear. Desire is dangerous, curiosity is risky, and pleasure may carry shame. For many women, this created an invisible inner conflict. On one side lives the natural human experience. Connection, intimacy, creativity, sensuality, the desire to feel alive. On the other side lives a quiet, inherited feeling that these same impulses must be controlled, hidden, or apologized for. And when pleasure becomes linked with guilt, the body learns to protect itself. Some women unconsciously disconnect from their own feelings and sensations, not because something is wrong with them, but because deep cultural messages taught them that safety lies in restraint rather than expression. This disconnection is rarely conscious. It can appear as difficulty receiving joy, discomfort with intimacy, or a sense of emotional distance from one's own desires. Psychologically, guilt often turns into self-restriction. When a person feels responsible for something they never truly chose, they may begin limiting themselves without realizing it, minimizing their needs, silencing their voice, or accepting less happiness than they deserve. Across history, feminine energy has often been associated with both creation and fear. Powerful women, intuitive, expressive, independent, were sometimes misunderstood or suppressed because authenticity challenges established structures. But beneath cultural stories and inherited beliefs remains something unchanged: the natural dignity of being human. Healing begins not by rejecting tradition, but by seeing stories symbolically rather than as judgments about personal worth. Perhaps the story of Eve is not about blame at all, but about awakening, about curiosity, about humanity stepping into awareness and responsibility for its own choices. And when interpreted this way, guilt no longer belongs to women, or to anyone. Modern women are not responsible for ancient narratives. They do not need to carry inherited shame or unconscious expectations placed upon generations before them. Releasing guilt can be a quiet but powerful act. It means allowing yourself to experience life fully, without apology for being alive, sensitive, creative, or embodied. It means recognizing that joy is not a mistake, connection is not weakness, and self-acceptance is not rebellion. When shame softens, energy returns. A woman no longer needs to prove her worth through suffering or sacrifice. She can move through life from dignity rather than self-punishment. And perhaps happiness was never truly taken away. Perhaps it was only hidden beneath stories that were misunderstood, waiting for each person to rediscover their own truth beyond inherited roles. Because healing often begins with a simple realization: you were never meant to live as a symbol of guilt. You were meant to live as yourself.